I feel compelled to talk about what is clearly double standards and hypocrisy from the mainstream media in particular. I've decided to cancel my support for Stonewall because I am disgusted with their response after the killing of 3 men in Reading. Let's talk about what we do know. There has been, over the last 6 weeks or so, intense reporting on the death of a man in police custody in the United States of America. For those of you who've seen the video of that man dying, it is distressing, it is disturbing, and I certainly would not want to live in a city where police officers carry out that practice as per policy. Nevertheless, that took place in a country thousands of miles away. I don't want to trivialise the fact that it happened thousands of miles away, but the coverage of the Reading stabbings, which is only 200 miles away from where I live, has been dumbed down. Let's talk about what we do know. 3 men were knifed and the assailant was caught. We don't know what the motive was. We don't know if he knew the victims. We don't know if he chose them randomly. What I do know is the BBC took, as they did after the Manchester Arena bombings, hours to describe it as a terrorist attack. What we do know is the mainstream media appear to have bent over backwards to put the story as low down in the queue or in the scale of reporting they possibly could, without being accused of ignoring it. What I do know is there is an inconvenient truth here, and that is the assailant, the person who's been charged, will go to court. We'll find out what the motives were for his attack on these 3 men. I suspect the BBC and other mainstream media outlets in this country will do intensive reporting because it is required when you are a public official with responsibility, where you can detain people, where you can handcuff people, where you can withdraw from its holster a gun and shoot someone. There should be intense attraction and interest and analysis, and there should be intense following in a court. And that's what will happen in the George Floyd case, and quite rightly so. I suspect the BBC and others here will do their level best not to report all the details in the Reading stabbings case. Now, I've decided to do this video because someone tagged me with the tag Gay White Lives Matter. Well, I've got news for you. They are slogans. Slogans are important. I would rather slogans be left to companies that tell us that their chocolates make you worse rest and play. I would rather organisations like the police did not have slogans, or the various government departments did not have slogans, because what they do isn't what is written on the side of the box. I am a firm believer that if you look at the facts, you will see, because this is why gay lives do matter, there are countries in the world where you can be killed for being gay. They can be put in prison. They can be subject to mental supervision. Foreign visitors to places in the Middle East can be deported. And I say this, I'm shocked at the way in which Stonewall has gone along with the victimhood and injustice scale. They've pointed out that these people were members of the LGBT community. Well, my mum is a member of the LGBT community because her son is gay. The fact of the matter is, from all intents and purposes, they are downplaying the fact that they were gay men. And they've told us that we should not be influenced by anyone trying to whip up any kind of xenophobia or Islamophobia. But what they seem to be doing is going one step further. They are presuming what we don't know, or what we might find out, i.e. what the motives of this individual was. I hope that it is reported and that the BBC treat both these prominent stories fairly and objectively. I suspect they won't, because it doesn't go along with their narrative, which is why they haven't reported other things, like, for example, the numbers of people that are crossing the channel illegally from France. But that's a separate matter. We should pay attention, because this may not necessarily be in the future. 3 men sat in a park, minding their own business, or kiddies and teenagers going to a concert in Manchester to watch their favourite pop musician. This could be a country pub, or it could be another bridge over the River Thames. And maybe, just maybe, these people will wake up. Maybe they'll realise, the penny will drop, that this can't go on. But again, that's another story. So anyway, take care. Be sensible when it comes to social distancing. And do me a favour, look out for people around you, particularly those who are isolating by themselves. See if they're okay. And remember, there is the possibility of a brighter future, as bright as this orange top that I'm wearing.